She remembered her husband's warning. If danger ever comes, climb the great orji tree and hold on. Do not come down until I return. Without wasting time, Chinelo gathered her three children and climbed the tall tree in the middle of her husband's compound. Hello guys, welcome to Moonlight Tales by Uju. Please subscribe to UJ Moonlight Tales channel, like and share for more interesting tales. Thank you. On a particular night, a great tree almost fell, and three children could have gone with it. Okono, the old wise man, then remembered what happened in a neighboring community. He gathered his grandchildren under the great Iroko tree. Then, with a knowing smile, Okono spoke. Long before this night, before the whispers of strange illnesses spread across Abosi community, there was Okudili, the most powerful witch of her time. Her name alone sent fear down the spines of men and women. She did not need to shout or curse. A mere glance from her could strike a person with an incurable illness. No healer, no priest, no sacrifice could undo her wrath. Those who crossed her path vanished, their bodies found days later, twisted in ways that defied nature. For years, Okudili ruled in silence, hidden beneath the veil of an ordinary woman. She had no child, and people pitied her. They did not know that she had traded something greater for power. They did not know the price she had paid. Here is the story about Okudili. The title of my tale is The Healer and the Witch of Abosi. It all began in a quiet village called Abosi many years ago, where people spoke in whispers about strange illnesses that no healer could cure or even sacrifice could appease. Fear clung to the air like mist, and those who fell ill never were never the same again. Some believed it was a curse, others a punishment from unseen forces. But deep in the heart of the village, hidden behind ordinary eyes, lay a secret more terrifying than anyone could imagine. In that village lived Okudili, a woman in her 50s, married for years without a child. People pitied her. She fasted, prayed, visited shrines, and begged God. But what they did not know was that Okudili made a secret pact long ago. She was a grand witch. After 20 long years, Okudili gave birth to a baby boy, Ifadigo. He was an extraordinary child with a great future and juicy destiny. When Okudili was pregnant with Ifadigo, she met an old man on her way to the stream who told her that the baby in her womb was a great seer and a herb healer. The old man also told her that her baby will expose and end her cruelty. Although she did not take him serious, it turned out that the old man was right after all. Her husband, Ikenta, was overjoyed after Ifadigo's birth. But 2 years later, Ikenta died of a mysterious illness. His body swelled and turned dark, and no one could explain why. He died not knowing that his wife was the reason for his illness. Ifadigo grew, and at just 5 years of age, he began to hear things. He heard the cries of sick villagers at night. He knew that many of these illnesses came from one place, his mother's room. At night, he could cover his ears and shake, but the voices only get louder. The spirits could whisper, telling him what had to be done. Ifadigo grew. His gifts became undeniable. At 12, he began sneaking into the forest, gathering herbs and secretly healing the sick. One night, an old woman bent with age and grief arrived at his doorstep. Her only son was on the brink of death. She had tried every healer in the village, but no one could save him. Ifadigo, though still a child, placed his hand on the boy's chest and listened. He heard the deep mournful cries of a trapped spirit and saw the sicknesses wrapped around the boy like a shadow. He prepared a special portion, chanting as he mixed the herbs. By dawn, the boy's fever broke and his eyes opened. Word spread quickly about the young boy with a gift, but Ifadigo kept his distance, afraid of what his mother might do if she finds out. At 15, Ifadigo could not take it anymore. He fled. He ran far to a distant community where nobody knew him. There he became a young healer. His gift grew stronger. He later married Chinelo, a kind and gentle woman, and they had 3 children. Many years passed. Okudili searched everywhere for Ifadigo, but he had hidden himself well. She could not find him, but witches do not forget. One day, she found him. She followed his scent like a snake and waited until Ifadigo traveled to strike. Ifadigo went on a spiritual journey to help a dying chief in a far community. On the night before she attacked, Okudili sat in front of a dark mirror in her shrine. The fire burnt low, casting flickering shadows on the walls. She closed her eyes and called upon the spirits for guidance. But instead of the power she sought, she saw a vision. A tall tree, unbreakable, stood before her. It swayed, but it did not fall. Around its trunk, 3 golden birds circled, their eyes glowing like fire. A voice whispered, "You have sown destruction, and now you shall reap it. The roots are deep. The light is strong." She gasped and clutched her chest, but her heart was too heavy with anger and desire. She spat into the fire. She spit into the fire, dismissing the warning. "I will not turn back. That's my son. I can do as I wish to him," Okudili responded back. When Ifadigo left, Okudili arrived at his compound. She shouted at Chinelo to bring out her children, but Chinelo sensed danger. She remembered her husband's warning. "If danger ever comes, climb the great Oji tree and hold on. Do not come down until I return." Without wasting time, Chinelo gathered her 3 children and climbed the tall tree in the middle of her husband's compound. Okudili did not come alone. She summoned 3 strange men from nowhere. Their eyes were empty. Their feet never touched the ground. They carried sharp axes and began to cut the tree. With each chop, the tree swelled. But then their pet bird, Ugo, sang. Each time Ugo sang, the tree healed, growing stronger. The bird sang this way: Ọjị tontonto, tontonto, ọjị tontonto, tontonto, ọjị tontonto, tontonto. As the bird continued to sing, the tree grew stronger. Then the witch Okudili spat bitter poison into the air. Her spit found Ugo, and the bird flew far away, coughing and crying. With no bird to sing, the tree weakened. The men continued cutting. The children cried. Chinelo closed her eyes and remembered the song her husband taught her, a secret melody that could travel across distance. She sang softly, Nwadibia ekulu n'egbewe, ekulu n'egbewe, nwadibia ekulu n'egbewe, ekulu n'egbewe, n'okpome n'ochasịa ha, ekulu n'egbewe n'ọcha n'ụmụ nọkwọnụ n'enu ọjị o, ekulu n'egbewe. Far away, Ifadigo heard the song. As though it was sung into his ears, he left the sick chief and vanished from their sight. In the blink of an eye, he appeared in his compound. The three ghostly men disappeared. The tree stopped shaking. Okudili screamed and covered her eyes. A bright light struck her. She clutched her face and her vision was gone. Her powers were gone too. Blind and broken, she ran into the night, stumbling over the roots and rocks. The villagers all gathered and watched her enter evil forest as she continued to scream aloud. No one ever saw her again after. Ifadigo gathered his family and sat with them under the tree. He held Chinelo's hand and said, "The heart of a witch is bottomless, but the light will always expose it." And from that day, Ifadigo was recognized in Abosi and communities far and near as a great Dibia who ended his mother's wickedness and witchcraft. He lived long and nobody practiced witchcraft or wizardry in his days. Evil can hide for years, but it never wins. Ugo, their pet bird, came back some days later and reunited with Ifadigo's family. The villagers still talk about that night, about the blind witch who wandered into the evil forest and never returned. Okono paused and smiled. "My children, I must retire to bed and stretch my bones," he said. Then pointing at the children, he added, "Have a wonderful night rest." The children then made their ways into their parents' hut. Dearly beloved viewers and friends, this is the end of my story. This tale beautifully illustrates that no matter how long evil hides, truth and light will expose it. Love, courage, and wisdom will always overcome wickedness. Please remember to hit the notification bell for more interesting tales. Always share and like my stories. Your opinions are welcome on the comment section. Thanks for watching. See you again on my next tale. Bye for now.